PhD student. And she loves to cook, as you'll find out today. But she's also a member of our Fuller Student Council and representing our School of Mission and Theology. So we're just really grateful for Irene and all the work that she's done advocating and representing students. But I'm going to turn it over to her and ask her to tell us a little bit about the dish that she's going to be cooking for us today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Laura. So this is kind of one of the staple foods in West Africa, and it's prepared when it comes to the fufu side. It's prepared from either cassava, plantain, cocoyam, and some people even use cornmeal. And back home, we all pound it. We actually don't prepare it like the way I did because we have the, I don't know how to design, but it's online. You can check it out. It's mortar. We call it mortar. So it's kind of a wooden carved thing. And then we have what we call the piso that we use in pounding it. And so you slice cassava or whatever it is, and you boil it, and then you pound it to become as smooth and soft as I did with the powder. So that takes a lot of time, and it's a lot of work. So yeah, but it's fun because it's one of our staples, and we love it. And in Ghana, especially, it's mainly among the Akan speaking people who are like the largest when it comes to regions in Ghana. But we, the Gans, I'm a Gan and I'm coming from the coastal side of Ghana, and we love it too. So that is, and we have different soups for the fufu. So one is what I prepared, which is the peanut soup, and then sometimes we have what we call the granite, the palm nut soup. So it's from palm, the nut from the palm, and you prepare it similar to this. Um, and then we have what we call light soup, which is just like the other people in West Africa, like Nigeria and Liberia, call it pepper soup, which is just like it's light. Maybe one day I'll prepare that too. So there are different types of soup. Like we have tons of soups in Africa, especially in West Africa. It was only when I came to the States that I tasted soup and I read the ingredients and I saw sugar in it. And I'm like, are you kidding me, America? How do you put sugar in a soup? We don't do that. Yeah, but yeah, we have different ways of preparing soup. And so this is one of our soups. And I just, you can put anything in it: beef, chicken, name it, fish. And sometimes we mix it, though, so bits of everything, and it just gives it a very unique flavor. And so that's a little about the food.
Perfect. We're ready to watch your video.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Irene's Kitchen. So, quickly going to walk you through the ingredients because I don't know how to give recipes. And let me show you. I have all the measuring stuff. You can think about all of it, all the sizes, and even the one with the spoons and stuff. But I was brought up using my eyeball to measure things, and it's always worked out well. And so that's what I know. I don't know how to measure it and to tell you this amount of this will, no, that's not me. So let's walk through the ingredients together, shall we? The main things we need in preparing fufu and peanut soup are these. The first and foremost, this one is the fufu mix, and you will normally get it from the African shops. And if you need address, just contact me. I will give you a couple of addresses so you can have access to this. So we'll open this, and the powder in it is what we're going to use for the fufu. When it comes to the soup, so we have peanut butter here, the creamy one. So depending on the number of people you are cooking for, you can choose from the sizes. You
can choose a bigger one or a smaller one, or both of them if you're cooking for a large number of people, okay? And so this is my tomato sauce. This is my onion sauce. I love onions. And this is my garlic sauce. And then the main ingredients also for the soup is the meat, right? So I have my chicken, which I'm going to steam, and I love smoked turkey. So just a little of it to kind of give the chicken an additional flavor. So I love adding something like this to the chicken, but the main meat for the soup is the chicken. And so mainly these are what you need, and maybe salt, a little of salt is what you need, and that's all. And so let's steam our meat together and then cook together. All right, as I steam my meat, as you can see, I just add little of the onion and ginger and a pinch of salt to steam it. I went ahead and dissolved the peanut butter just with water, and you see how thick it is right now. I will have to cook it. So this is how I like it. So I will cook it and make sure it cooks well before I add more water to it to become quantity of soup I want. All right, but this is the beginning. So dissolve it, melt it, or whatever you call it in water. And at this point I can add my tomato sauce because I want to cook it together. Some people wait until it is cooked well before they add the tomato, but I like to kind of fry it together, you know. Oh, I love that color, look at that. And then so after frying it and making sure it cooked well, and I can add the onions and ginger and my meat and a pinch of salt, and our soup is done. It's actually not a big deal, but if you don't cook it well, some people will have issues with their tummy because you need to make sure it's cooked well. All right, so at this point I'm just going to allow it to cook as I check on my steamed meat and make sure it's at how I would like it. And yeah, so we'll continue with the cooking. I'll make sure this is cooked well, like I said, and then we'll get back on how to put all together. Okay, all right. So I continue to cook this, and because it's still thick, you can use the stock from the chicken. And at this point you have to be careful because start jumping and it can hurt. So I stir it a lot, but I can also go ahead and close it, put the lid on it so it wouldn't hurt. All right, and just monitor it until it gets to a point I want. Then I can add the other things like the onions and the ginger. And if you don't like ginger, you can use fresh pepper, and you can use garlic, whatever makes it tasty for you. All right, but make sure you cook it well. That's all I'm saying. Let's allow it to cook for a while, and then we get back to putting the rest together. So here we are. It's cooked the way I want it, and so if you can see, I've added water to lighten it up, and now I can add my onion to it, and I divided it into two because I'm Irene and I'm cooking for a lot of people. So I divide my onion into two, shade, and then here comes the ginger. So I'll allow this to boil for like 5, 10 or so minutes, and then I add my meat and watch it cook well, and that's it. I'm done with the soup. So let's go and prepare fufu. So this is how the fufu powder mix looks like. So you only mix it with water and then you cook it, you stir it. So I'll show you how that is done. So at this point, I've also um, mixed the fufu mix with water. Mind you, back home in Ghana, we can use plantain, we can use cassava, we can use cocoyam in making our fufu. And we don't make it this way. It's kind of, we boil it and we have what we call mortar and pestle. So we pound it. Mostly in West Africa, we have that. But when we come to the States, since we don't have mortar and pestle to be pounding our fufu, we have the mix to help us. So I'll be stirring it and making sure I cook it so it gets to a point where it's ready to be eaten. And now my soup is almost getting ready, so I'm going to add my meat to it. Remember, I kept the meat for some time before adding it because it's already steamed and almost like cooked. So now that the soup is almost ready, I'll just add my meat to it, and then I'll make fufu from this. And when it's ready, we will eat fufu and soup. Okay? So fufu is ready now. So what I can do is try to get enough as I want into a bowl, and I can turn it to just make sure it's nice. All right, whatever you want it. And then I like eating with my hands. You can use spoon, whatever you makes you feel comfortable. Okay, so you can put your soup on it, or other people prefer a different bowl like this, and you fetch your soup in it, and voila, food is ready. So this will look like this. That's the final product, and let's try and taste it, shall we? Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Bon appetit, everyone. If you are around here and you want me to cook something like this for you, you're welcome to let me know. And if you're just walking, knock on my door. Hey, what are you cooking today? And we can share plates. So you are welcome. My fufu is right here. I get it. My soup. Tasty. All right. Thanks for coming and watching. Okay, bye-bye.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
I can't stop laughing.
I wish I was your neighbor. I'll come by. Knock
Yes, I
on
think
the door.
Please come anytime. If you test me, I can package it and you just pick it at the door. No contact.
Oh, yum.
thank you so much for sharing with us, Irene. And we just want to open up for Q&A. And so if there's anyone that has questions they want to ask you about either what it was like to grow up in Ghana, what they want to ask you about the dish, whatever they'd like to ask. But I will start us off and just ask, does this dish have a certain significance in the country of Ghana or in West Africa in general? And if so, do you know kind of the origin behind the dish? And yeah, start there.
You know, that's an interesting question. I don't know. And I haven't asked because you so we grew up with eating whatever you are given. Whatever mommy prepares at home, you eat it. You don't ask questions. Right. So if it's not good for your tummy, okay, mommy understands it. She'll give you something else. But we didn't ask questions about why are we eating this? What is the origin of this? So I don't think I've ever asked that. So I don't know the origin of it. But I knew our people have eaten it for as long as they've existed.
And I've heard other students from Africa say that they have also eaten fufu and peanut soup where they're from too. So I can see that it is kind of a West Africa dish
Yeah,
for sure.
especially West African dish. I know um, they might call something like that differently from Eastern Africa or Southern Africa or even the northern part of Africa, but this is really a staple, one of the staples of foods of West Africa.
Great. Yeah. And does it when you prepare it, is that usually the whole like that's all you would eat for dinner, or do you have other sides that you might eat with it?
No, that's the whole dish. Like because it's heavy, it's heavy. The fufu it's heavy because it has the a huge content of carbohydrate in it, and so you balance it with a lot of protein from the soup and other things, right? But it's heavy, so that's what we eat, and you're done. You can eat later, but sometimes if that is the dinner or supper, you're done. You finish it, you take a glass of water, and you are done.
I love it. um, and how did you learn to cook? Did you grow up cooking? Did your mom, dad, other family members teach you how to cook? Because I know you have a
Yes,
love for cooking. So where did that come
yes.
from?
I got it from my family, especially my mom and dad. I call both of them chefs because they can cook anything. And so I think I developed a love for the kitchen at a very tender age. And then in my contest, being the first born who is a woman, you kind of assume a position at a very tender age um, as the second mom in the house to help take care of your younger ones. And so you are cropped into adulthood at a very young age so that you can help mommy to do whatever she's doing to be able to take care of the younger ones. And so I think I started helping my mom in the kitchen. I can't remember, but I think around 6, 7, very young. And we started doing that same with washing. Here we call it laundry because we have the machines and stuff. But back home, we set our waters like 1, 2, 3. So you wash here, you wash there, and then you rinse it and you hang it. And so both things I started doing at the same time, cooking and washing, because those were the basic things you needed to know as a girl growing in my context. And so I started doing that very, very young. And I've loved it ever since because new things, I ask a lot of questions. Oh, were we putting that in the soup? You know, what is the name of this? That I will ask, but I wouldn't ask where is it coming from. You know, so we prepared this. I'm like, so I know the ingredients. What's the name of that? And why are you putting this in the soup? Why are you putting that in the stew? What will it taste? What will it make it look like? And so, and my mom always theologized food cooking because she would tell you every story in the Bible while she's cooking. I think that was the reason why I loved cooking because I love the stories in the Bible and how she can use cooking to describe the differences we have in human beings. It will be like, I give you these ingredients and I have the same thing, but I tell you we can cook it together and mine will taste different and yours will taste different because we have uniqueness in us, even though we are all children of God. And so all these just got me attracted to cooking and I've been cooking since. And my dad too, when my mom was not around, my dad cooked. Ooh, he is a good cook.
Mm.
Yep. So I learned from both parents and I grew up with it. And we cooked every day in my house. Because my mom had a proverb that she learned from the grandmother that says, so let me try and translate it literally. The road is pregnant with a stranger who needs water and food. And so what it means is whenever you are cooking in your house, you don't have to just cook according to the members of your family. you cook a little more than that, even if you don't have much, because somehow, it happens like it feels like it's part of our lives every day. When I was growing up, you have people walking in, people you know or strangers,
Mm.
to come and ask for water or food. And there should be something available because of our hospitable nature, I think, that you need to give to people. So every day we cook in my house when I
Mm.
was growing up.
That's
I
great.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that your parent that you loved cooking so much because it gave you an opportunity to hear more Bible stories. So that's so precious. So thank you so much for sharing that too with us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Is there
Irene.
any
This is Hepzibah. I have a short question. I forgot I have a meeting at 2:30. But how often do you cook this in your apartment?
This particular dish,
Yeah,
well, when I want to eat it, I
I
cook
see.
I cook every day, but
Mhm.
not this one every time.
I see.
Like I have, because the African shop is so far away, I get enough fufu packs, and of course it has dates like to 2023 or so, and so
Uh-huh.
it's good to keep for a long time.
I
And I
see.
love picking up the peanut butter whenever I go to the shop, like one, two, to come and keep, because I'm a keeper like that. And so I easily jump to it and cook it anytime I want. But I don't
Mhm.
cook it every day in my house. Like, I eat other things. I like exploring.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, Irene.
Sure. Thank you.
God bless.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
do you have other dishes that you really enjoy cooking, like some other favorite dishes?
Jollof rice and fried plantain. Ooh, I'm planning on cooking that on Sunday. Yes, so jollof rice and fried plantain, the ripe one, or the what we call the green. So it's green plantain. You just boil it, and then you have spinach or color green or any green, and you boil that, and then you steam a kind of little tomato and ginger sauce aside it, and you can have avocado with it. So good.
Hmm.
That
So
sounds amazing too.
yeah, like so many dish, like list of dishes I can prepare. So like I will have something to prepare from Monday to Sunday, different things every day. So I try everything I want. And because Bahrain is close by, you can get a couple of things which is not African but close enough, like the plantain, that and fish, because I love fish too.
Mhm.
And they have cornmeal, which is one of the main staples of the Gans, my tribe. So they have cornmeal that I buy from Baja. So that has also been good. They have different types we can try.
Hmm. So the store, this is the store on what's this? Los Robles and Orange Grove.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's the I think it's a Mexican store. I
Mm-hmm.
think, yeah. They have a couple of things that are a little closer to home. So I go there a lot.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Are there things that you don't have here or that aren't available here that you miss from back home?
Oh yes. So the type of the cornmeal they have here is different from the way we prepare it back home. And so I cook it because that's the closest I can get. But I miss the one we prepare at home ourselves and use for our banku and okra stew. Ooh la la la. Some dry fish we can use. I don't get it here. And even with the soup, there are particular dry fish you can put in it that will give it more like the flavors you want, and we don't have it here. Sometimes you find some of those in the African shops, but like I said earlier on, so far away from here, and it takes like a whole day when you want to go shopping there because of traffic. Is downtown LA, and you need to go, you need to shop, and then you come back and you're like tired. So you plan to go there once in a while. The last time I was there was, I can't remember. I think before this year. I can't remember. When my dad was here 2019, we went there once. And after, oh yeah, in January, I really wanted to eat palm oil. And we couldn't find it anywhere unless you go to the African shop. So I asked my friends from Nigeria to help me get it. And they're like, are you coming with us? Okay. So we did, and I got what I wanted. But yeah, it's kind of limiting when it's not close by, and it's expensive because they have to ship it from Africa and all those places. So when you are going there, you really need to get your purse ready because some of those things are expensive.
I would imagine so. Yeah, I'm sure things are much more expensive here.
Yeah.
Well, Irene, do you have anything else before we close that you want to say? Either about the dish, about uh, your upbringing in Ghana, or anything else before
Uh,
we close?
what do I want to say? Well, you can see my upbringing from my cooking. I always say that because I feel like every human being under the sun feel loved around food. That's just my philosophy. And so we have a lot of love in our house because we always have food. And a lot of people are attracted to my home since I was growing up because you will always find food and you'll find peace at home. You'll find people to talk to around the dinner table and all that. So we had a lot of love growing up. And we didn't know we didn't have much because even with the little, that love that it assumes is enough to cover everything. So you didn't have much and you have to drink water to fill up. But knowing that you've shared with your brother or sister or that stranger and they feel good about it was enough. And so I try to just share the love through my cooking. And so please come around for cooking. Just test me. It's COVID, so you're scared. I know. Just test me and ask me to cook something so we can share. I can share with you by just handing over to you at the door so you can go taste it and tell me about it. But yeah, so I grew up with love and a huge family. Maybe that's why we cook a lot.
Had to have a lot of food, that's for sure. And I can definitely testify that you definitely do show love through food, and I know you give so much back to the Fuller community, and just so grateful for you, Irene. So thank you. Thanks so much
Thank you.
for cooking for us too, and taking time to come and talk to us a little bit about fufu and peanut soup and about you. So it's been great to spend this time with you.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Thank you all. The next event will be back on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So hope you'll join in.
All right. See you, everyone.